Hello and welcome back to Broken Respawn Podcast, where we talk about all things games and anything else related, including, it seems, Lucian's wishlist.
My Amazon wishlist is apparently the first topic of discussion for today. And it includes, but is not limited to, a hat, a set of shirt stays, because I keep getting annoyed about my shirts getting untucked on a regular basis, a pair of hard drives, a mouse, and a pair of glasses.
Yeah, it's the same mouse that I have.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, it's Logitech. Logitech
sorry,
mouse.
Mine's not wireless, though. I have the wired one.
I prefer wireless just because I don't like wires. They're all over the place and they're confusing. Give me wireless stuff any day.
I mean, if you're gonna buy that, at least do yourself the favor and buy yourself the mouse pad from Logitech that charges the mouse as you're using it.
Ooh,
True.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
True. That is a very good idea.
Because that is one of the nice ones from that I saw.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Well, anyway,
that's why we're at it.
Anyway,
hi everybody, it's been a while.
Yes. It's been a little while. It's been a little while since we were back on the Broken Respawn podcast. How are we all doing? How have we been these past few months?
I am broken.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sarin done a brocked.
Yeah, I got broke.
Oh dear.
No, like. Most of you know that I've been going through Physio since pretty much April, and it's still been bugging me at work, so I'm just going through more intense Physio now. Because why not? Because that's the thing to do. Ugh, I'm tired. My days are just completely out of whack.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I've never had to do Physio myself yet. Touch wood. But yeah, I can imagine it being a bit horrendous. My sister had it when she had an operation, and it was a lot of
just a lot of gym time.
Exercise. Yeah, a lot of gym and a lot of
gym time.
I guess it's gentle gym though as well. Like it's specific things, but no. Heavy.
It's not gentle.
As in, like you're not trying to do big weights or anything like that. You're doing like it's low weights, but many of them or something like that.
It's strengthening, so it's progressive weight. So they start you at a fairly reasonable area. You basically they check to see where you're at physically, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna go a little bit higher this time, and then a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. There is just is a progressive, progressive strength training. So. Yeah. I mean, it's helped me with other aspects. It's helping me also lose weight. So
yeah, you're looking a lot better, man. Die.
40 pounds lighter since I started losing weight. I'm happy.
That is a lot. That is quite a lot. I know I need to lose a little bit, but
I'll be honest. I don't think my weight has changed in the past 5 years,
and that's fine for you.
I've always sat at the same area of like. Weight and just
you're already a pencil as it is.
I know I'm a pencil. I can't help that. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately.
Come over to my house, I'll fix that for you.
I wish that worked. Like I go to my grandma's house every now and again, and she's like, "You're always so stick thin. Here, have something to eat. Have something more to eat." I'm like, "Okay, Grandma. Okay, it's not going to change anything, but okay." Oh. Anyway, Sliver, how's it been for you? How's it been for you?
It's not been too bad. I mean, it's been up and down, and I caught COVID. So apart from being dead for a fortnight,
yeah,
it's been a thing. But yeah, no. Apart from that, things are taking over. Work, the whole 9 yards.
You said you're moving here in a little bit, aren't you?
Maybe. Things are still up in the air at the moment, but yeah, I don't really want to get into that right now. It's a mess.
It's a mess. Man.
It's a mess.
Welcome to the life.
Yeah. However, Kalara's just finally announced it, so if you've just seen it twice, that's not my fault. That's Kalara being slow as all pig shit in my Discord. But yeah, no, I mean, so God, I mean, it's been over a month. 2 months. When was the last one? A month and something ago.
Just a little bit over a fortnight.
A little bit more than a fortnight. Sorry. It's the way it goes. We're all busy.
It does happen.
I mean, okay, as I say, I was ill for at least part of it, so it was it was kind of like 28th of April. Almost 2 months ago. Whoops. So we're back with all sorts. And there has been a slight format change in that Kremlik has reduced the amount of notes he's taking and has left us with 2 pages of links.
Basically, yeah.
for what's going on.
Figure it out.
However, we have also got... we've also just had the Summer Games Fest events, and there's been absolutely... I want to say hundreds, thousands of games announced, so there's been a lot. There's so much. So I think let's start with one that I think we're all kind of interested in, at least partially. And that's the one that Lucian's most interested in.
Yes. Let's start off with Nightingale. I am very interested in Nightingale. I've said this a lot on the channel. I've said this a lot on messages. I've said this a lot in Discord. I've said this a lot pretty much everywhere. I have a dedicated channel for Nightingale in my Discord. That's how excited I am for this game. So Nightingale is a shared world survival crafting game, and it's similar to, let's say, a little bit of Atlas, maybe a little bit of Conan Exiles, etc., etc.
Sliver, throw up some graphics on it for it.
Oh god, yeah.
Like there is actually a full-on press kit for Nightingale, which I can probably link you, but
I was just going to put up the trailer.
Yeah. So
trailer, no audio, just let it play.
Yeah. Nightingale is, as I said, it's a shared world survival crafting sort of co-op game. And one of the things that makes Nightingale so interesting, at least to me, is the portal system and the realm card system, which we got a sneak peek at Summer Games Fest. And the realm card system is basically a way of crafting your destination. So you have a bunch of different portals around the world, and these portals will lead you to different places in the world, or not different places, but different dimensions, different realms, if you will. And the realm cards, which are being shown on screen right now, those are a way of choosing that destination, of choosing what you will find on the other side of that portal. It allows you to pick biomes, to pick dangers, to pick resources that you could find out there. And it also allows you to find other players throughout the world, if what I've seen I've understood correctly. Now, I'm going to be coming out with a much more in-depth video on this later on this month, probably, because I want to put out a video on this entire thing quite in-depth, because I'm very interested. But the basics of it are, it's a survival crafting co-op game where it's basically... you build steampunk shit, and I'm very excited. And right here, there is a Zeppelin that shows up after you've built a bunch of stuff. I don't know if that Zeppelin is something that you can craft or build, or if it just shows up after you've reached a certain amount of progression in the game, or if it's something that you can actually fly. I would love it if you can. I don't mind it either way. But to be honest, These are things that I want answers to. These are things that I want to know about. Give me these answers in Flexion games. You are teasing me with all these little details.
I mean,
anyway.
I'm looking forward to, like, I always end up doing a lot more of a little bit of the building and stuff and the exploration. So I'm really looking forward to, how the portals link to, whether it links to other people, whether we get private servers. That'd be nice. Because I don't want to run into everyone on PvP.
What I've understood from Inflexion's reports, if you will, is that there might not be private servers, but you will be able to play with your friends, and it will be a shared world co-op, or you can do it solo.
Okay.
So they're going to try kind of do it like Valheim does?
Possibly. I don't really know how Valheim works.
Because in Valheim, you can set up your own, like, you have your own world, and then your friends can load in on you with their character.
Yeah, like your character is saved locally, and you can load into any world you want.
Possibly. I don't know if that is how it's going to work, but it does sound like that might be it. Now, I don't know about private servers. That might be a possibility in the future. However, Inflexion Games also works with a similar platform to what Worlds Adrift used to work with, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
Which may mean that is not going to be a possibility. But we will see.
Bode well after what happened to Worlds Adrift.
Well, the thing is, Inflexion is working a lot closer with the platform that Worlds Adrift was on than Bossa Studios ever did. Okay. So we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully hopefully it works out, because I don't want to see something go down just because they chose a technology that they then. I think at the end of the day they just couldn't afford, and so they had to just had to can the servers, and there was no way to get anything out, any other single player out. I'm
hoping that what they have will be a lot more fluid and a lot less restrictive than what Worlds Adrift had, but we will see. One of the things that I'm quite excited about for Nightingale is the fact that there does seem to be an end goal, basically.
Okay.
But at the same time, it seems to give you a similar vibe to No Man's Sky of, yes, you have an end goal, but you don't really have to go for it. You can go wherever you want, sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah,
it's open world in the fact that you almost build your worlds, especially with the realm cards, sort of thing. I wonder if it's going to be similar to like Minecraft Realms. That could be an interesting way of it happening. It's sort of like you can buy a private world from them, sort of thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
I could see that happening.
I wouldn't be happy with that, let's just say.
Fair enough.
But one of the things that the realm card system reminds me of is it's an old Minecraft mod called Mistcraft.
Okay.
Now, I never played Myst, right? But Mistcraft was apparently based on Myst. And the way Mistcraft worked was you could craft books that would have certain modifiers in them that would allow you to generate worlds in certain ways, to have specific biomes, to have specific world generation types. Now, I would hope that the realm card system is going to work in a similar way. It'll generate a world based on the cards you input. But at the same time, they've stated that they are crafting the worlds individually. So it is possible that it's just a case of it'll take the realm cards you've got and it'll match it up as best it can to a world that has been pre-generated. Instead of just generating a whole new realm.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm cautious about how we're going to what we're going to see with this stuff, and I'm hopeful, but I'm hopefully cautious, because there have been games like this that have come out and we've been really, really interested in them, and then they've flopped and they've done really badly. And a few good examples are Atlas.
Don't even get us started on that one right now.
Let's not go there yet.
No.
So yeah.
But there's I mean, also I can think of another game that's due to come out next year, I think. which is very interesting to me, and possibly to Sarin as well. Not so much Lucian, I don't think. Starfield, which because of
Starfield, I'm also cautiously interested in.
Yeah, I'm very interested in it because it's got a lot of because it's got a lot of things that it ticks the boxes, same as Star Citizen does for me. Of flying around, shooting things, exploration on foot, and all that, and
that one's by Bethesda, isn't it?
That is one of the problems.
So
it's Bethesda.
Why does this ring the wrong bells for me? Bethesda. Here we go.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Let's think more, than 100 hours before the tutorial just for modding the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
so here's the thing.
At least it's going to be single player.
About Starfield.
Wait, is this single player?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, single player only.
Is it?
Starfield is single player only.
And
Really?
that's what kills me with, I love space exploration games. I wish I could have it, set better for multiplayer. Yes, I like the single player aspect of it, but I'd like to be able to bring my friends into the story as well. And honestly, Anthem did that. It was a sci-fi game where you could play it through solo. It had that multiplayer aspect. The game just didn't do well on the social aspect for some reason.
Yeah, I can see why they want it to be why they're pushing it for single player though, because it's a bit like the other games they've done where it's just like it is an entire RPG of it's all story. I mean, the one thing that gets me is the sheer scale of it. There's not like one system,
it
one
is
planet,
massive.
or one system. Yeah. There's a sodding galaxy of exploration, and I'm cautiously optimistic that they're going to do nice, sensible things, like pre-generate a load of them, or randomly generate per game playthrough or something. The planets, but it turns out
now that would make it interesting for people that are content creators like us, because then everybody's playthrough is a little bit different.
Yeah, but I've heard that it's not going to be that. Unfortunately, I hear it's going to be you go to a planet and you don't land, as in like you fly like No Man's Sky-ish, where you fly in and land, but you end up picking a zone and you sort of land in a desert zone, and it's actually just a semi-generated desert area or a jungle area or something like that.
Contradicts everything that we saw on.
I've heard mixed, and I don't know which one's going at the moment because I've heard both from good sources.
What we heard from Todd Howard on Games Fest was we are going to be able to fly through this world. We are going to be able to customize our. Now, this is one of the things that I was like, I like this more than Star Citizen because you can customize the ships that you build, and not customize fully, but customize in that you can switch parts and add thrusters and stuff that are different styles and etc. etc. But one of the things that Todd Howard was actually talking about on Games Fest was the fact that the ships and everything, you could explore everything. And by that, he said you could land anywhere on any planet and explore it from anywhere. And that sounds ambitious, in my personal opinion. But it's Bethesda. They have the power behind it.
They have the manpower for it. Or, personnel power behind it.
Yeah, so they could do it, technically.
Now, would that mean... Go ahead.
No, I worry that they're trying more than they realistically are able to do, basically.
Maybe.
I mean, who knows? They may have, gained a lot of funds from re-releasing Skyrim so many times that they might actually be able to do a good job on this.
What version are we on? Like Skyrim released 12 or something like that?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I had to put that joke in there. So it's Skyrim 5 VR .2.
Another one of the things that I worried about, now that we're actually seeing the trailer behind Sliver at the moment and behind us, is The in-game combat. Now, the starting trailer for Starfield, the combat at the start felt disappointingly janky and
might see here.
unrealistic. In that it didn't feel like the combat was really doing anything. Like, you walked up to, like, you fire a weapon, it doesn't feel like it has recoil. You shoot someone and they just keep shooting back because they don't really, they don't stagger. And you start seeing that they do stagger later on, but at the start it's like, this doesn't feel realistic. It feels cartoony in a way that the graphics really don't fit, you know? And I worry that is something that we'll see a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely, like, just looking at these bits, there's definitely, you're getting shot and you're not staggering back. I mean, I think the gun they're using is the modern, the thing equivalent of a P90, which has no recoil on purpose. But the shotgun is like, no, a shotgun, you fire something, it goes backwards.
Yeah, pretty much.
There ain't no in between. I like this bit though, which is the lockpicking method they've gone for, which is very light. It's a mini puzzle thing.
The lockpicking feels more it feels better than Skyrim, that's for sure.
It feels more intuitive.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it feels more like actual lockpicking just looking at it, because I've got
I'm sorry, but you can tell the developer's playing this game right now because he does an ADS.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to free fire. Oh, I'm missing all these shots. Well, if you aim.
Well, one of the things that I do like about this, and I don't know if this is because like they've hidden part of the HUD or something, but the fact that you don't have a cross cursor in the middle of your screen when you're not aiming down sights. You have to use the gun sights to aim.
I do like those. Like it when you do that. Yeah. Unless you play like it's the differentiation between a competitive shooter like I was going to say Call of Duty. That's not competitive at all. Counter Strike, which you do have the Apex as well. You do have the crosshair, but it's built to be like, it's not very accurate.
Yeah,
especially if you've been firing for a while.
It gives you an idea of where you need to fire, but it doesn't give you an exact location.
Yeah.
Always on the competitive ones. But, like, I mean, I was actually looking for it, and I can't look at it when I've got the video up because it's on a separate tab. But there is actually, Todd Howard did actually say, Todd Howard was when asked whether players can fly seamlessly to space, Howard said the feature is really not that important to the player.
That worries me.
We decided early on in the project that the on-surface is one reality and that when you're in space, it's another reality. So I'm expecting it to play a bit more like Lego Star Wars in terms of space versus ground. I am actually fully expecting that, which is disappointing.
If you guys see me play it, then you'll know what he's referring to.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I'm in space, and then you get trolled.
But that comment itself concerns me because you've seen that same comment with Frontier Development for Elite Dangerous. You know, where people are like, VR is important to, like, that feature is important to us, but they didn't build it into Odyssey, which completely destroys the immersion of the game. I enjoyed literally just wasting time flying around in space in Elite Dangerous with my VR headset on, a Netflix video pinned to one section of the HUD, right? Just as a relaxing thing. I enjoyed the look of the spacecraft, the feel of, flying in space. But when you land on the ground with Odyssey, it goes into a simulated desktop view.
Yeah. I have a feeling that it's going to be, liftoff's going to be like what we just saw as well, which is just like, you see from external, like you sitting down, pulling the thing forward, and you lift off, and then you're in space. I think that is literally what we're going to see. We're not going to get to fly it, which is disappointing, but...
Yeah. I would prefer a system similar to No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky has its own problems, obviously. Like,
I can't seem to figure out a land for one.
I mean, that's just a you problem. That's just a you problem.
But like the space flights system in Starfield seems quite similar to No Man's Sky in some ways, and that's cool.
Very basic.
No Man's Sky has its own problems,
not too bad.
which I'm not particularly happy with. There are reasons why I don't often play the game. Like, it is enjoyable, but I have difficulty playing it on my own. And even with friends, I don't usually find as much enjoyment in it as I would like. Maybe that's because of the way that the game works. Maybe it's because of the style of the game. I don't know. But there are points that Starfield could definitely take from No Man's Sky when it comes to this sort of thing. Because No Man's Sky has done it, and they've done it well in a lot of ways. Apart from the fact that if you go barreling straight down into the planet, you won't splatter yourself.
Yeah.
That part's a little unrealistic, but you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, how much do like developers want to copy from another already pre-existing game? Right? That's where you got to find that balance.
You do see them do it a lot, and borrowing ideas.
Yes.
Borrowing ideas from various places is very much the right thing. Like the right thing to do. If someone's got the great idea for how to do space combat, you're going to be compared to that all the time anyway. Like, there's a lot of people that compare space combat from Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen, and I've heard people compare them, and they're very similar. But there's also, and that's because you've got full HOTAS, everything support. But like, I think that's going to be. If the space combat isn't up to par with that, they're going to have issues with that sort of thing. That sort of
regarding the takeoff, if you just saw the clip there, it was the same camera angle and takeoff sequence for like 5 different planets. So I think we're going to just see a cinematic takeoff from ground to space.
And that honestly is a little disappointing because like.
Oh.
I would have hoped something more akin to Star Citizen or to other games of that genre.
Yeah.
Knowing now that Starfield is going to be 100% single player sort of puts me off it, because it feels like you should be able to have this experience with multiple people, even if it was just a co-op thing. It feels like you should be able to have that experience. And knowing now that it's single player only, I'm less interested, honestly.
I'm still interested, but that's because I enjoy these sort of games as well. But I also look. But I mean, the one thing that I am slightly hesitant about of it is how much of the game is active, as it were. Is there much dead time in the game? Are you going to be spending 5-10 minutes traveling between areas? Is there going to be things going on between them to keep, especially from a streamer's perspective? Are you going to be able to keep your own interest and your chat's interest at the same time when playing this game? And also, are you going to be able to get through the game? I
mean, look at Kingdom Come Deliverance, though, the one that I played through. Even though there was travel time between 2 different locations, you kind of had to keep your focus on the game because there were random encounters.
Yeah.
And those could have been good or bad. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's
definitely ways of doing it to keep people's interest in it. It's just, is Bethesda going to take the time to do it properly?
Yeah, I'm happy with them to just delay until it's ready. But I know they've done it several times already, and I think Bethesda, as like the parent company, is going, guys, we need to get this done, get it out the door. We need to make something else. We need to make some money, and that's going to be the problem they're currently facing. It's the
meanwhile,
problem
Skyrim team's preparing for another launch.
They're going to port it to the Switch. Actually, no, they've already ported it to the Switch. I was about to make a joke.
Mobile next.
Mobile with microtransactions. Want to kill the dragon? Only $2.99.
Oh god. Well, unlock this shell for 99 cents.
Oh yeah. Oh dear. I mean, there's and then there's the game. I mean, there's definitely a game. I know there's a new game that Sarin's looking forward to because he's just sent me the trailer.
It's like, hey, look at this. Look at this one.
Look at this one.
I cannot wait for this game. It is Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Why am I not surprised?
Because it's me. That's why. You guys know I love my Star Wars games. Get over it. I am excited to see how this progresses. Everybody's like, Star Wars? Star Wars in chat? Yes, it's Star Wars. Get on.
The entirety of chat's going, yay, Star Wars!
Yay! I mean, I really want to know who the person in the back of the tank is. Like,
yeah,
it's got a lot of Revan feel, which is odd because this is long after Revan has been, dead. But there's just so much that if you guys see the trailer, it's like you got the Inquisitor there. At least I believe that's the Inquisitor, because for some reason Disney can't, get a character concept straight between the Clone Wars, the live action, and the games.
Yeah,
we've got 3 different models. It's like, pick one. You guys have the budget, just pick one. But I mean, if you guys see me play Fallen Order when it came out, like, and how much difficulty there was in that game, how much story there was in that game, I definitely cannot wait for this one to come out either. Like, it's gonna be intense.
Yeah. I mean, you and Star Wars games is just, it's like,
and so far I have not.
When
the thing is, I've not been disappointed by any of the Star Wars games so far.
Yeah, that's always. I mean, that's a good sign, to be honest. There's been so many recently.
And I mean, there's this one. There's another one that's in the works called Star Wars Eclipse. I haven't heard anything, and like I was just browsing the Star Wars main page, and I'm just like browsing it. More games and apps. Star Wars Eclipse. What's this? It looks like there's another story-based game that's set in the High Republic era. So that would be right around the time of Revan and the mass horde of Sith and all that. So that will be interesting as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
so especially since a lot of the books have been focusing on that era themselves.
One of the things that I would be quite interested in seeing, because like the only Star Wars game that I've really played, as both of you know, I've talked about this before, is Star Wars: The Old Republic, like the original Xbox game. It's one of the few games on console that I've ever actually played. And I enjoyed that game because, and my memory might be a little faulty on this, but I enjoyed it because you could actually become a Sith at the end of it. Like that was one of the, like you could take a path of the Jedi, or you could take the path of the Sith, and it had Darth Revan in it. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it, because you got to make that choice. And I would like to see a game that gives us that choice again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I don't see Bounty Hunter on the list here. There is Star Wars Hunters, which is a mobile game that is set to come out later this year. Let me look if they have anything.
Yeah, because there's probably like 10 more games in development in various types.
Yeah, because Bounty Hunter is an older game that I think was re-released for the Switch and PS4.
Interesting.
I know it was re-released for the PS4 on the store, but it's a port from the original like PlayStation 2 and GameCube eras. But yeah, Star Wars Hunters is a mobile game that is still in development to be set later this year, and that's a mobile, like, I don't know how to say it, like a battle royale kind of game. So I will get more on that one as it becomes available.
Sliver, take us on to your next game.
Oh God, the next game. Actually, I mean, there's been several that I've been playing the demos of, but one of the big ones that two of the big ones I'm looking forward to. One of which I don't know if either of you, Sarin might play. Metal Hellsinger, if you've come across it.
I've not come across that
BPM clone.
BPM, but with metal instead, and it's it's quite something. And it's not just and the very cool thing about this is all the music is actually produced by the company and has guests from major metal bands, including like Serge Tankian from System of a Down. I think the lead singer of Lamb of God and a few others. It's insane. They've got such a good list, and they're adding more to it. And all the songs are custom to them, so they own the rights, so we can play them on stream. Chat.
Is it multiplayer?
It is not, but it's competitive.
It is not, but it's competitive. Okay.
Yeah, it's got like scores and stuff like that for it, and it's all like shooting to the rhythm. Unlike BPM, where you had to move to the rhythm as well, like jumps, move, dash, all that stuff, and reload. You only need to shoot to the rhythm and reload, and you get a bonus to reload if you reload at the right time. But there's a whole like they've done similar to like in Hades. The music is built into layers, so as you do better and get a better multiplier in the level, more comes through. So it starts off with the very basic, like just the basic guitars and the drums, and then as you build more of the band and more of the effects come in, until at the top level, like 16 times multiplier, the vocals kick in. And to keep the vocals the whole time, you have to stay at 60, like the top multiplier. And they have unlike BPM, they have a thing for it where you've got a little skull guy that fires fireballs, and you can keep the beat with that, and it keeps your multiplier up. It does damage as well, but it's
they've got some interesting. I'm looking at some of the artists here. They've got some good artists. They got Solidwork, Ginger, System of Down, Trivium, Dark Tranquility, Lamb of God, Arch Enemy, Black Crown Initiate. They got some interesting.
Yeah, it's a huge list of artists. I'm going to enjoy playing all the way through that as well. The other game is one that I think both of you might like. Cult of the Lamb.
I saw you start playing that the other day. I didn't really get to see all that much of it. Give us a brief rundown.
So it's a roguelite hack and slash game, similar in playstyle to I've forgotten the name.
Don't Starve?
No, not Don't Starve. Although it's got a bit of base building like Don't Starve.
It's got a very Don't Starve look to it. I'm just kind of
the audio style is like that. Binding of Isaac style levels for fighting through, like randomly generated, go from room to room, beat everyone in the room, and then continue or get a power up or something like that. And what you're doing is you're going through these to unlock more followers, unlock free more followers and indoctrinate them into your cult, and then quite literally you are indoctrinating them into a cult, like cute forest animals, and beating the bosses that have currently trapping your god who gave you the hat that turns into a sword, sort of thing. And you unlock new power. I think you unlock new powers and clothes and stuff like that. It's everything's very, very, very cool. And it's got base building. Like you go off, you do things in the roguelite levels, and you come back to your cult's home, and you build like food things and mines and stuff to improve their life. As well as get power-ups and improved armor and stuff like that, I assume. The demo was only the intro bit, and the intro bit, a little bit intro to the base building, and then one level of the roguelite side of it. But it's enough to get a good feeling for all the gameplay. There is so much to do in it, and you can fully customize all of your followers. You can change their name, you can change what they look like, you can change their color,
Oh boy!
Yeah, and there's unlockables for all of them as well. It's got a few. Looks like it's got quite a few playthroughs, or at least methods through it. It's very light otherwise, but the combat is very, very, very solid, very Hades-like in terms of like you want to get your dashes right and pay attention to what's going on screen. It's not quite as dangerous as some of Hades things. They don't have the little cat carts, for example.
It's a little bit less hardcore than Hades is in some ways.
Yeah, and also you can. It's more. You've got the Hades like of between different rooms. Wait a minute, no, yeah, it's sort of a combination of the two. You've got the Isaac like one for a mini map, where you've got multiple different rooms and you've got to find the boss bit for this room all the way out or something like that. And then on top of that, it's got a Hades like you can only go one direction, but you're always moving towards the boss sort of thing. So you come out of that and you might have a fork where one way you've got a gathering route, the other way you've got a combat route, and the third way you've got a card route or something else, or an unknown upgrade or something like that. It's very well made, and I'm actually really looking forward to that. It's definitely one I'm going to be playing on release, which is soon, I think. Cult of the Lamb. I can't remember that.
Fair enough. It definitely does sound quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you can pre-order it now. It comes out 11th of August, so just under 2 weeks.
Speaking of games that are coming out or are out, Lucian, Sliver, are you guys ready to do your part?
Do our part? Do our part on what?
Starship Troopers Terran Command is out on Steam today.
I'm sorry, what?
Would you like to know more?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that came across my list. I'm like, ooh, that would be fun. It is an RTS strategy game, so based on the Starship Troopers universe. If you are ready to do your part, it is available on Steam today.
Literally released today. Oh, I remember this. I think I played the demo.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, it is single player, which it's kind of weird for an RTS to be single player.
I guess.
But it's you versus bugs. There isn't really much else. There isn't much else to the story. It is you v bugs. There's no multiple different groups of Marines or anything like that.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole.
It's not your kind of game, so that's fair.
Real-time strategy isn't really my kind of game because I like... I do like an RTS, but I like an RTS in the vein more of Age of Empires, in that
more strategy.
The strategy is building walls, not sending forces in to fight.
Yeah.
It looks interesting for the sort of people that have that nostalgia. I'll give them that. Like, it looks like people who have that nostalgia would definitely be interested in playing it. Yeah. And that's not me. I'm a little young for that.
They've definitely, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. They've definitely pulled very well into the Starship Troopers, into the whole Starship Troopers thing, because it's full of references to the series, and it's very much, if you enjoyed this, it's nice and silly. It's it looks good fun.
I mean, if we want to go back in time a little bit.
I mean, we've got 2 months to reach from, so...
Well, I have a game... This is a game that wasn't announced at the Summer Games Fest, but I have a game that you guys will be surprised that I'm actually interested in.
Oh, boy.
And it is the Callisto Protocol.
Oh, I saw that. That one was at Games Fest. That was on a Games Fest.
Yeah, it was. And the Callisto Protocol is made by the same people who made the what's it called? Somebody give me a bone here. I don't remember what it's called.
Perceptibone.
It starts with a W. I think it's the.
There's Evil West, Outlands Trials. Oh no, never mind. Wrong one.
I can't remember who it was.
Who's it? Developers: Striking Distance Studios, Skybound Entertainment.
It's developed by the same people who made the game where you cut off things limbs.
Oh, Dead Space.
Dead Space, yes, thank you. Why did I think I started?
Cut off things limbs.
I knew you mean as soon as you said.
It's that prevalent. And here's the thing: Dead Space 1 and 2, really good. Strategic disassembly. That was their whole thing. And then Dead Space 3 was just shoot zombies. And everyone was like, we don't really like this. Callisto Protocol, they're going back to the roots. By the looks of the trailer, you've still got that zombie shoot 'em up. But that strategic disassembly is back. You can shoot things legs off. You can shoot things arms off. You can stop them crawling around by doing exactly that. And it's like, yes, this is why people liked Dead Space. This is why people like Dead Space 2. Because you could have that strategic disassembly. You could cut things arms off. You could, and then there's more. You can shove things into spinning blades.
Oh god, yes, you saw the trailer, didn't you? The gameplay trailer.
I saw the full trailer.
Backing away, and suddenly he stops. And the camera zooms out, and he's getting eaten by a shredder. He's walked backwards into a fan.
Like you can basically force push something into spinning fan blades, and it's like, okay.
Gotta be honest, I have not seen the trailer for it. I will have to take a look at that.
Yeah, there you go. It is gruesome, but it is
very gruesome.
Another Halloween game for me.
No, like here's the thing. I've never played the Dead Space games. I own a copy of one of the Dead Space games, I'm fairly sure, but I've never played them. However, I have seen people play them, and I thoroughly enjoyed the story of the Dead Space games. That's one of the reasons why, of all horror games, Alien Isolation and the Dead Space games are the two sets of games that I am actually actively interested in. And knowing that the Callisto Protocol is made by the same developers as the Dead Space games tells me a lot about how good the story is actually going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in it. Maybe not interested in playing it because I'm a scaredy cat, but at the end of the day, this story is probably going to be really good, and I am going to be very interested in at least watching someone play it, if not maybe playing it for Halloween and just screaming the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be there is definitely a recurrence of games which are coming out from previous groups, not necessarily studios, but the actual people that were in the studio at the time, like obviously Dead Space and Callisto Protocol, that are coming out with new games. And like the one that I just thought of as well that I'm also looking forward to is Stormgate from Frost Giant Games, from the team behind StarCraft, and it's a RTS. I'm looking forward to this one because I didn't even know this was happening. But
I'll be honest. Stormgate, I like the look of the gameplay, but the trailer's sound mixing put me off entirely.
I'll give you that. But then the gameplay, what we're seeing now is not gameplay. This is entirely cinematic. The cinematic's going to be good because they're ex-Blizzard, like they know what they're doing there. And this is why they look so good, but I've not actually seen that much gameplay. I need to actually go and have a dig for the gameplay.
The gameplay looks decent. It looks Dota, StarCraft. I'll be honest, it lacks a lot of the interest that I would be interested in.
Yeah, but
I can see why you would like it. Basically,
I'm an old fan of StarCraft. I played it back in the day. In about 2002, 2003 when it came out, off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly when. I have the discs behind me on my shelf of the original StarCraft and Brood War, and played thousands of hours of the use map settings things, like for all the such creative map creators. And I'm glad when StarCraft 2 came out they actually did that. And I hope there's a similar thing in this, because if there isn't, it's not. They did say that a lot of their people, that a lot of the developers that they ended up hiring in are also old map creators. So there's going to be an interesting amount of custom maps for not just specifically, I make the standard PvP 1v1v1 RTS style, but also there's going to be some interesting game maps like droid football, probe football, and various other things that there were, and Terran what was it? Terran Command or something like that. Yeah, Starship Troopers ones, all sorts of ones like that, where you are a single Marine, you get upgrades and shit like that, and it's very, very cleverly done. I mean, here we've got the Goliath. What was the Goliath? But it can fly this time, and it has a upgrade. So I am kind of looking forward to that and seeing how this all plays out in obviously a top-down RTS style thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm cautiously I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm very optimistic about that one because it seems there are a lot. It's not like it's being made by Bethesda.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is 100% fair.
Yeah. And then there's the one game
speaking of interesting to play games, I think this one would be one for a good laugh. Stray.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one because what are you doing?
You play as a cat
in a cyberpunk future with a robot. I think you get a little drone that follows you around and can understand you. It's great.
Yes, it's your primary method of communication, but you are played as a cat. For some reason in the trailer, everybody's afraid of this bloody cat. I want to know why.
I think he's the last of his kind. I think it's...
Everyone's afraid of the cat because the cat is the cat from Marvel's, like Captain Marvel.
It's not a cat.
And it's not a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a cat. It looks fun.
Like you walk on everything, just knock over to the beer cans. It's like you do cat things and just go anywhere. Like I want to play this game. Yeah. I am interested in this game. I want to see what what happens in this.
I would actually be interested in playing this. Honestly,
yeah. It's on. I know it's coming out on PC. So
it's going to be Steam and PlayStation.
Yeah,
as far as the trailer shows. So yeah.
But there's a huge amount of just climbing and exploring, and it's open world insofar as a world is open for a cat.
I'll bet you the reason that everybody is terrified of the cat is because the cat is a cat and everyone is robots, so the cat keeps stealing all their wiring or something.
I mean, if anybody here has watched Love, Death, Robots, you'll understand why the robots are afraid of the cats.
Oh yeah.
July 19th, by the way.
Yes.
PS5, PS4, and Steam. So you can actually order it now on Steam. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I would be very interested in playing this, honestly.
Yeah, it's...
Other than that, I have only one more to talk about. I don't know about you guys.
I haven't got much else.
I have two more.
Well,
okay.
We
go
can
ahead,
quickly
Lucian.
rattle through those, because I know we've got about half an hour before you absolutely have to go. So,
yeah, pretty much.
So let's start with one that we were aware of before Games Fest, which is Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Now we got information on this a while back, but we got a bit of a better look at how the combat looks for Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, and it looks interesting. And you get a companion. We now know that you get a companion, and the companion is like a lightning fox of some sort, and it looks very cool.
And I can't find
Flintlock,
it on the Summer Games Fest query. What the fuck?
That's because it was shown off a day or so later.
Okay.
But Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn is an interesting sort of third-person action RPG, which is developed by A44, and it looks incredibly interesting. And
I'm sorry, I just read the first sentence about this game. Join humanity's last stand as gods and guns collide in all new action. Wait, is this America?
No, because the theory behind this is they are the first people to start. The humans have just started using gunpowder and figured out flintlocks, hence the title.
Yeah.
So in a world with gods and magic and stuff, we finally have something that might actually the gods hadn't foreseen. A gun.
The entire thing behind this is like,
so our world history,
powerful beings that are used to a world where everyone's using a bow and arrow or a sword or stuff like that. And suddenly someone comes along and they have the ability to fire steel balls at like faster than any arrow could ever travel. And suddenly the gods are like, excuse me, you fucking what? Like, yeah.
First, these motherfuckers steal fire. Now they're firing metal at us.
Exactly.
Hang on a minute. There are giant spiders, though. I'll give you a head up on that. And giant crabs.
Well, yeah.
And grenade launchers.
There is a lot of interesting content and interesting visual content in Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, which I'm quite excited for.
Yeah.
There's not much more to say about it other than it is a game that I would be interested in. It has some interesting steampunk style visuals, which always grabs my attention. And it's quite like it reminds me of Senua in some ways, like the art style.
Yes, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little less dark than Senua Sacrifice.
Less dark, but like still has that sort of vibe of Senua: The Last Sacrifice.
That game got dark. Holy crap!
That game got very dark.
Do you know if there's anything like crafting or anything like that, or is it still very? It's because it's not due until early 2023.
It's not due until early 2023.
Much about it.
There is a key features section, but it doesn't really explain all that much. It is an open world game. We know that much, and it's mainly focused on combat. And combination combat as well. So I'm interested.
Yeah.
The other game that I'm interested in, which you guys will have seen at Summer Games Fest, is Witchfire.
Oh yes, Witchfire. That fire. Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, Witchfire is a narrative shooter game, and it is by the same people who made The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest, I've not heard of that one.
I'm just trying to see if I can find it. Yep, there we go. Because I can't. It's not on Steam listing. It's not even.
No,
it's not.
But it's another. The guns look weird.
It's on Epic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's on Epic. Oh yeah, it's an Epic. It's an Epic exclusive.
It is at the moment. Unfortunately, which is one of the downsides to it, but oh well, there's only so much you can do about that. But yeah, so Witchfire is a first-person dark fantasy shooter, and that's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm already interested in.
I am getting a lot of Destiny vibes.
I got more Bioshock.
I did too.
Yes. Bioshock, like
Destiny,
pistol
Bioshock.
and magic.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the weapon like abilities and stuff like that. I'm getting a real like. I saw this. I'm like, ooh, Destiny got a new reskin.
One of the vibes that I got from this game, which isn't actually like a vibe of another video game. It's a vibe of a movie, and the movie is Sucker Punch. I think that's what it's called.
The one with the girls in the
asylum.
Yes, that's Sucker Punch.
Specifically, the scene set during World War II with the Nazi zombies.
Okay, I get you there. Okay.
Yeah,
it's slightly not quite as over the top comic booky as that, but I can kind of see where you're coming from.
But yeah, it does have that sort of vibe of like, it feels like a sort of semi-diesel punk, steampunk area.
Yeah.
But at the same time, set a lot older or maybe a lot further in the future where everything's decayed in some ways.
Yeah.
And I like that vibe. I like that a lot.
That was interesting. I'm definitely going to put that one on my watch list to see when it comes out.
There is, and also something I think they added recently for Epic is there is actually a wish list in the Epic's Game Store. They're slowly catching up.
Oh, finally.
Slowly, they're catching up with everybody else. Next thing they'll need to do is make it actually fast, because currently it is the slowest loading game launcher on my computer at all.
Half the time it doesn't load at all.
Yeah, that's true. And then, was this your next one that you're interested in, Sarin?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just pull up the trailer. Sarin. It's
because we probably haven't talked too much about this one, but this is another one I am looking forward to, is the new Pokemon Scarlet and what was it, Violet series coming out.
I'm not surprised.
I'm kind of intrigued, but I've been burnt so much by Pokemon stuff recently that I'm less tempted.
I've actually had a lot of fun with the, Legends of Arceus, like the most recent Pokemon games.
The professor is hot.
So I've not been burnt out so much by their gameplay. Like, yes, it's the same Pokemon world, but it doesn't feel as repetitive.
Yeah.
They've definitely gone a lot more of the open world style, which is what I like. It looks like this one they're adding a little bit more towards the character customization, and the professor you meet will change depending on which version of the game you get. So that's another thing. So there's 2 professors for this one region. Which one you meet will depend on which version of the game you get, is one of the things that is on their main website.
Right.
So if anyone is interested in looking at getting this game, it's going to be available November 18th of this year.
Okay.
Make sure, if you guys are looking for a specific play style or anything, do a little bit of research into the game, see which professor appears where. Professor Sada, which is the female, will be in Violet, and Professor Turo will be
which is the hot one.
Will be in. Sorry. Professor Turo will be in Violet. Professor Sada will be in Scarlet. I quickly went way too fast for reading that.
I'm intrigued about this because of the more open world stuff, because they've obviously definitely learned some stuff from the open world in Sword and Shield that the little bit they did, and the massive open world in Arceus. Well, more open world.
That's where a lot of their open world came from. Is Legends of Arceus. So because that gameplay was unique, where you didn't necessarily have to battle the Pokemon to catch them.
Yeah. And that's an interesting change.
Like, the one thing I found hilarious in that is I literally took a mud ball, threw it at the Pokemon, stunned it, caught it with a Pokeball.
Yeah.
So.
Of course, and also the legendary Pokemon for this one is either a bike with jet engines or a bike with a face. They're just bike Pokemon. I'm not entirely sure on the thing.
I'm not entirely sure what those are, but sure, let's...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, we've got an announcement. That's interesting.
At least it's not a trash bag.
Yeah.
We've been through that phase already.
Yeah. But that's... Yeah, as I say, Pokemon's burnt me a few times. I've got Pokemon Snap that I need to go back and play, and a few others like that, and it's very... Yeah. And as the last thing to mention, I've literally just got a breaking news notice from Kremlik. Yeah. Breaking news.
What do we got?
Start freeloading over 30 games with Prime Gaming for Prime Day 2022, which is happening July 12th to 13th. 30 free games, including Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Oh, are you kidding me?
The Mass Effect, which includes Mass Effect Trilogy, Grid Legends, Need for Speed Heat, Star Wars Jedi Knights, to Jedi Academy.
Those are good games. If you guys have not had them, grab them.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking at that one for a little bit.
Yeah. There's a few other ones that are just like this. They've got so many games on Prime that if you've not got Prime Gaming, you're missing out. I recognize a few of those that have already gone through. So yeah. There is a lot of games. And you get free games every month, which is kind of nice. If you've got Prime. If not, ask someone nicely to sign your account into them. But yes, so I think that's it from us today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you all
Decent
enjoyed.
amount of content covered.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff that we're all kind of looking forward to spread across the last while, and I think we're all kind of doing.
Actually, Sliver, one thing I forgot about that you'd be interested in. Forza's getting a Hot Wheel update.
Yes, the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels. God, I need to play that more. I've been putting it off. A friend of mine's doing a 24-hour stream this weekend, so I'm going to join. I think I'm going to join him for that. For the Forza bit at least. So that should be fun. But yeah. Apart from that. There's at the moment I think we're all going through all the game demos that have come out and taking a look at stuff because there's just so many. I am.
I'm not. There's
no.
I'm unwilling to sacrifice my time for a demo unless I'm actually actively very interested in it. So.
But there are so many demos that just have a look through.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Steam Next Fest at the moment, so. But other than that, let's do a few shout-outs, I guess, starting with Lucian.
Well, I am going to be running off in like 5 minutes to stream with some space engineers, which I don't think either of you will be interested in, but yeah, I'm going to be doing some space engineers over on Twitch in about 15 minutes with a Lying in Bedmon. I also have all of my socials linked somewhere here, I think. I don't know.
Left.
On my left, on my right.
It's below you.
It's below me, yeah, whatever. And I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 p.m. UK time. Sometimes I stream random streams. It's very, very strange. And I try and get videos out on YouTube when I can. For now, though, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us. And next up is a SarinTal.
All right. Well, with my schedule being all out of whack, you guys will see me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Probably going to be playing some Mass Effect Legendary Edition. A lot of the crew that I usually game with have not been able to join me for that late for co-op play, so we'll do some of that instead of doing some V-Rising. Get through that story a little bit more. Best way to reach me is through my Discord channel. So if you guys are on my Twitch page, it's !Discord, and you could join me there and follow for whenever I go live. Yeah. Sliver, off to you.
Yep. And I'm TBSliver. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and occasionally Saturday, and some other random times if it's so pleasing me, but mostly just those. I stream all sorts of things, as you can see from the various games that we've mentioned today. We'll probably be playing most of those over on my stream. And yeah, I'll be back on Friday with. I don't know. I've not decided. Maybe some more demos. Maybe I'll dive into one of the games that I've been meaning to get back to. Whoops.
There might be a plan.
There might be a plan. Don't bet on it. But TBSliver on all platforms. Over on twitch.tv/TBSliver tomorrow from 8 p.m.-ish. BST at the moment. I say GMT on there. It's BST. It's 8 p.m. UK time. Time zones are weird. Amateur developer. I know how much they hurt. But that is it for us tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Please like this video, because then we know how much you've actually enjoyed it, and it does wonders for us. And subscribe if you want to see more of this. We will be posting probably some more group content on this channel.
And because Kalara likes to sleep on the job, hit that bell to be notified when we go live.
Yeah. Kalara is my bot who tends to who fails to notify me 5 minutes before 5 minutes after I've already posted it. So yes, but apart from that, thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and we will catch you hopefully in 2 weeks' time. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Ta-ra!
Take care.